Ravioli, onion rings, wood-fired pizza, in-house beers, steak stone sizzling, pasta, pretzels, cannoli, all made by hand. Clyde Ironworks, where food is made from scratch.
Vaping's kind of like a plague.
Vaping is upsetting.
When I see my friends vaping and talking about how they spent this much money and how they've gone through this many vapes this week, just like really, it doesn't give me a positive outlook.
Like having to watch people die due to nicotine. In high school, a lot of my friends did vape, and at times I did feel like peer pressure to do it. Definitely prioritize your health and make sure that you are doing what's best for you. And if you need help, to reach out for it. Don't be afraid.
With me today, we're gonna have a good time. You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account. Oh my gosh. Specific answer. They're learning quick. Can we Google it? Whatever. Okay. He's a quick study.
There's so many words I'm gonna say.
Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
There's nothing better than a Subway Series footlong, except when you add a new footlong sidekick, like the boss with a new footlong cookie. This might be my favorite sidekick ever. What?
Every epic footlong deserves the perfect sidekick.
Find your passion. Find your people. Find your purpose. Find your superior.
At Clyde Ironworks, every bite starts from scratch. Fried ravioli, golden and crisp. Onion rings, battered fresh and fried to perfection. Wood-fired pizza made from dough we craft each morning. Beer brewed in-house, steak.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to UWS Men's Soccer here on 91.3 FM and also on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. This is Matt Johnson coming to you live here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium, where it's the pregame show sponsored by the National Bank of Commerce as Yellow Jacket men looking for their 9th straight UMAC tournament title, going up against Bethany Lutheran for the 6th straight season here in this championship contest. The winner of this contest, of course, not only wins the UMAC the postseason tournament here for 2025, they will advance to the NCAA tournament with the selection show coming up this coming Monday. Temperatures here for this one, by the way, before we get too far into our pregame here, probably in the mid to upper 30s, slight breeze going from left to right here as we begin our pregame show. It should be a chilly one, but it should also be a festive one between the Yellow Jackets and their opponents today, Bethany Lutheran. The Yellow Jackets coming into this championship contest now sitting at 15-6 overall. 12-0 in the UMAC, the number 1 seed for this UMAC tournament. The Yellow Jackets advancing to their 10th straight UMAC tournament title game with a 4-0 shutout of Crown College right here on Wednesday night in the UMAC tournament semifinal round, a game that you heard with yours truly both on 91.3 FM and also on Yellow Jacket TV. In that match, the Yellow Jackets took command early, scoring twice in the opening 10 minutes to take a quick 2-0 lead. Seth Davidson opened the scoring just 5:47 into the contest off assists from Rowan Wagner and Orlando Fertelman to give the Yellow Jackets a 1-0 lead. The Yellow Jackets added a second goal just 1:50 later when Davidson netting his second goal and 14th of the season at 7:37 off helpers from Wagner and Harvey McLaughlin to take that 2-0 advantage. UWS went on to add a third tally just before the intermission when Jacob Wiles headed home a perfect free kick from McLaughlin at 23:27 for 3-0 Yellow Jacket cushion heading into the break. From there, the Yellow Jackets completed the scoring at the 57-minute mark when Joel Thomas tapped in Bryce Bolt's rebound to make it a 4-0 final. For the game, UWS held a 34-3 edge in total shots, including a 14-2 edge in shots on goal. Patrick Sessions played the first 45 minutes in goal for UWS, while Luke Lockman came in for the final half of action and made 2 saves to preserve that shutout for UWS. Meanwhile, Bethany Lutheran comes into this title game sitting at 12-6-2 overall. They went 10-2 in the UMAC. They're the number 2 seed in this year's edition of the UMAC Conference Tournament. Derek Lingholm, their head coach. They advanced to their 6th straight UMAC title contest with a 3-0 shutout of Northwestern in their semifinal here in this UMAC tournament on Wednesday night at Shields Field in Mankato, Minnesota. In that contest, the Vikings opened the scoring at 26-18 when Juan Campos netted his 3rd goal of the season off an assist from Santiago Rios to give Bethany Lutheran a 1-0 lead. Jamie Van Weilen made it 2-0 just before halftime with his goal of 40-26 off an assist from Gilles Frazeau to give the Vikings a 2-goal lead heading into the intermission. And from there, Guillermo Gancho completed the scoring at 79-10 off of an assist from Gonzalo Nolasco to make it a 3-0 final. For the game, Bethany Lutheran held a 19-2 edge in total shots, including an 11-0 edge in shots on target. Brady Price went all the way in goal for the Vikings to post the shutout. So both these teams coming off of impressive semifinal game performances. Yellow Jackets in their win against Crown, Bethany Lutheran in their win against Northwestern, and it sets up, like I said, the 6th straight meeting in this title game between the Yellow Jackets and the Vikings here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. And with that being the case, we'll take our first break of the pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce, and come back with more, including a conversation with the Yellow Jacket head coach, Joe Mooney, that's coming up in about 2 minutes, so stick around for that. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.
Jacket head coach Joe Mooney. And Coach, this has become kind of a yearly tradition. 10 years in a row now, I think we've had this talk. And, it comes down to the penultimate game of the season, I guess. This one for another trip to the NCAA tournament. You guys are looking for your 9th straight UMAC conference tournament title, 8th straight trip to the NCAAs. Those numbers are fun and everything, but it really does kind of show the consistency of your program over the years, because it really is a kind of remarkable streak. I was thinking about it on the way over here, before this interview, and it really is a testament to how strong your teams have been over the years. The fact that, now this is a decade straight of playing in this game. I don't think there's anybody else in the conference that can say that. And I'm not sure anybody can say that even historically. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers, but it really does speak to the consistency of your squad, and it must be nice to know that you guys got another shot at claiming another UMAC conference tournament crown here today.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. And yeah, I think that's really kind of what our focus has been is not necessarily on historically what's been done or anything like that. It doesn't matter if it's your first time into a game like this or your 10th time or however many in between. It's I think really it all comes down to how do we show up on the day today. And we know we're playing against a really good side. We've seen them twice now this year. And obviously really recently as well. 8 days ago, we were in this same game with the same opponent, and they showed why they're in this game as well. And so, I like our preparation this week. I thought our semifinal went well against a good side that tested us. But I also think this is going to be, a kind of a brand new game. It's never the same as the last time you saw a team. They've made adjustments. We have as well. We'll see if our guys are ready to step up when it really matters.
I want to talk about a trend that we've been seeing with your team here most recently, and that is that you guys have been scoring really early in games and really taking control. They did it against Bethany Lutheran. We talked about that game, of course, last time. 3 goals in the first 5 minutes, which I think stunned everybody. Mm-hmm. And it really did set the tone for that game. Then against Martin Luther, 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. And then the other day against Crown in the UMAC semifinal contest, you score 2 times in the first 10 minutes again. And when you do that, it really does set a tone for your team, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something we brought up in training this week, too, that, so we look at what we've done this up to this point with Bethany, and we've scored, I think we've been leading, in 180 minutes over 2 games. I think we've been leading for something like 11 or 12 of those minutes. We've been leading for about 168 of those 180 minutes. Did I get that right? My math? Yeah, about that. But, the point I brought to the team is that, just because that has been what we've done up to this point does not mean that's how the game is going to go this afternoon. And really what I talked to the team about was if we don't score early, what do we do? There's adversity. There's a gut check moment. If it feels like, we haven't found our way into the game early on, that can be something that can just kind of cause us, a bit of anxiety or whatever. And so we've talked about that case scenario as well, because again, I don't think that the scoreline is necessarily reflective in the first 2 games of just how close these teams are. And again, that's all credit to Derek and his staff. He's got a couple young guys in his staff that know his team really well because they played for him for 4 years. And there's guys, like Jamie and sort of that cast that there's good leadership, there's good players, so I just think that all bets are off when it comes to a final, to a conference final. And that's what we've talked to our team about, is that nothing is guaranteed here. And we just need to be ready to sort of respond to whatever we see today.
I want to bring up one guy that we haven't really talked about at all this year. And we don't really talk about your back line all that much, other than to kind of touch on how they're doing in your opinion. The guys in the back have done pretty well. Luke Lockman and Patrick Sessions have kind of settled into one of those kind of roles now, and Henry Ruland as well, where they kind of rotate through when the opportunity, presents itself. Jacob Wiles, of course, has been a stalwart in the back all year. He's got 3 goals on the season. But I want to talk about another guy who has 3 goals and 5 assists from an outside back position this year. And you don't see that a whole lot, especially at the D3 level, and that's Rowan Wagner. He's a guy that has a big throw. We've always known that. Big, physical, strong guy. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on his maturation this year, because he's become quite a threat for you guys, especially in the air, especially on set pieces, as you can see by those 8 goal contributions he's had this year.
Yeah, we love Rowan. And I really think that sort of that turning the corner and that maturation process that you talked about, really happened last November, where I think he stepped up. He was one of the best players on our team in the NCAA tournament, maybe the most valuable player, through 3 games last year, and throw the conference tournament in there as well. And I think he really just picked up where he left off. And he battled some injuries in the off season, and we weren't sure kind of what version of him we were going to get right away in August. And he's such a competitor, and he's such a just driven individual. So getting his health back in check and everything like that, coming off some of those injuries, I think he was a stalwart in the training room, not just the weight room or on the pitch or whatever. And it shows. Like, he is playing at a 100% level or very close to it. And yeah, I mean, you picked out the right guy to talk about, in my opinion. He opened the scoring for us in our game at Bethany back at the beginning of October, and on a set piece.
He's Wednesday.
Yeah, and he's just got a lot to him. And you look at him, and it's like, okay, he's this big kind of lumbering, backline player, but he's a technical player as well. He's obviously fantastic in the air. He's good on the 1v1s, defensively, but he's a footballer, and I don't know that he always gets the credit that he deserves for that. And man, I think that's, when you talk about that maturation process, Matt, I think that's where we've really seen him flourish this year in kind of a new light. Is I think his just overall footballing ability has taken a big step forward too, and he's a really well-rounded player, and obviously he's been big for us this season. I hope he's big for us today.
All right, Coach. Well, I know it's game day. I mean, it's another championship game, but game days are always busy. So I'll let you go. And regardless of the outcome today, I'll say congratulations on a great year, and we'll look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Thanks a lot for everything, Matt. Been a fun year.
Now, Yellow Jacket head coach Joe Mooney. I'll be right back with more Yellow Jacket men's soccer right after this on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.
first posting a 3-0 victory in their first matchup back on October 4th down at Shields Field and Mankato. And then the return matchup on Halloween night, the Yellow Jackets scored 3 times in the opening 5 minutes on the way to posting a 4-0 victory. With those wins, UWS now has not lost to Bethany Lutheran since dropping a 1-0 decision on September 24th of 2023 up the road at the NBC Spartan Sports Complex. So there's a little bit of series notes between these two as we're about ready to get this championship game underway. Yellow Jackets in their home white jerseys will be going from right to left from my vantage point in this opening 45 minutes, while Bethany Lutheran and their traveling blacks will be going from left to right. Again, thank you for joining us. By the way, this is game 1 of a doubleheader of Yellow Jacket Sports on 91.3 FM. Men's hockey will try to keep their undefeated start to the season intact tonight as they take on St. Olaf later tonight. 7 p.m. the opening faceoff from the St. Olaf Ice Arena down in Northfield, Minnesota. 6:30 the pregame with John Garver along these same airwaves. As we're about ready to get this one underway, Harvey McLaughlin standing over this one for UWS. And the Jackets will kick off. Like I said, temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, so chilly here. Breeze going from left to right, and we are underway as the opening kick taken by the Yellow Jackets, again sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, and we are officially underway. Thank you for joining us for this UMAC tournament championship contest between the Yellow Jackets and the Bethany Lutheran Vikings, as Bethany Lutheran sending a ball deep in the Yellow Jacket territory. Ben Lyman for UWS getting another start here at the outside back position, and we're going to have a free kick here for UWS. Lyman will take it, and the Jackets now will trigger it all the way back for Jacob Wiles. Wiles now for Rowan Wagner, who had 2 assists on Wednesday. Plays it for Freddie Watson, who did not play at all against Crown in that contest. Now a long ball forward. The Vikings will send it near side. Orlando Fertelman trying to win it down for UWS. Freddie Watson there. Now heading it forward. Here's Seth Davidson, who has 14 goals on the season for UWS, giving up possession to Miguel Goncalves. And now the Vikings into the far side. Here's a cross coming into the 18, into the 6, in fact. Jackets able to play it away from danger there. Clearing it now as far as Seth Davidson. And now we're going to have a throw coming up on the far side, I think. And it'll be Ben Lyman that'll take the toss here for UWS. 1 minute, 30 seconds into this one. No score as of yet. Again, just underway in this championship game. And the throw from Lyman sails out of play. Bethany Lutheran bench very animated to start this one. As we'll have a throw now for the Vikings right near midfield. Jackets have won the 5 previous matchups between these two at this round of the UMAC tournament. Jackets winning last year 6-2 on this field. And UWS outscoring the Vikings 7-0 in their 2 matchups this season during the regular season. Now here's Harvey McLaughlin for UWS taking possession right near midfield. McLaughlin now playing it back. Here's Rowan Wagner. Wagner now. Fertelman. Now Jacob Wiles angling ball left side. Ball hung up in the air just a little bit. The Vikings able to clear it now to the near side. And now it'll be cleared away by Freddie Watson. For a throw now for Bethany Lutheran near side. It'll be taken by Kikis Di Modesto Nobre. And here's his throw now coming in for teammate Rodrigo Cardoso. Now ball toward midfield. Taken down by Juan Campos, and he'll go all the way back now in the middle for Gonzalo Nolasco, who will send it to the far side of the field. And the Vikings now looking to build from the back. Here they come up now the far side. Crossing ball toward the Yellow Jacket 18, headed down by Wiles. Now taken by Cardoso. His ball to the outside. Clear back up the middle. Santiago Rigos now for the Vikings will track it down on the right foot. His ball to the outside for Cavalcanti, tipped away by Seth Davidson, and now it'll come back in the Bethany Lutheran territory. And the Vikings now to the far side with the pass. Left-footed ball now over the top. Intended for Cavalcanti. Jackets able to head it away. Now ball to the far side, into the corner, and we will have a free kick as hitting the deck was Campos, about 35, maybe 40 yards away from the goal to our right, manned by Patrick Sessions. Sessions for the Yellow Jackets, making his 15th start, 14 goals against. The goals against average of 1.22, 36 saves. Save percentage of 720 and a record of 9-5 on the season. Brady Price gets the start here for Bethany Lutheran, making his 11th appearance, 11 goals against. The goals against average of 1.12, 27 saves, a save percentage of 711, and a record of 6-3-1 for the Vikings, as they have a, like I said, free kick about 30, 35 yards away from goal here. A couple players standing over it. And the free kick taken with the left foot by Calvis. Never reached the 18, hit the wall, and the Yellow Jackets now will volley it forward. Very high ball to the far side. Trying to keep it in on that far side for the Yellow Jackets is Jake Kidd. Now sending it forward for Harvey McLaughlin. Ran with Bethany Lutheran player. Our center referee says no. It's Brian Wood, by the way, who is our center referee for this championship game. And we play on now as a ball sent to the near side of the field. Freddie Watson now. And now we're going to have a foul called on the Vikings as Watson stepped in front of Rodrigo Cardoso. And it'll be a free kick here coming up. Wood having a conversation now with Diogo Cavalcanti, who is the team captain for the Vikings. And UWS now triggering it back. Ari McLaughlin now for UWS coming forward. McLaughlin now stepping through a couple of players. His pass was errant, now sent back in the Yellow Jacket territory. Wiles for UWS gets dispossessed and trying to get a shot away now with the left foot was Juan Campos. And I think it'll result in a corner kick here as it went off of the central defender, Jacob Wiles, far side. So a spirited start here. The Bethany Lutheran bench very loud at the start of this one. Not unexpected in a championship contest, and we'll have a corner kick now far side. First corner of the game here for the Vikings. It's low and short, cleared by Isaac Beckett up the middle. And now UWS looking to counter. Ira McLaughlin to the near side now for Jake Kidd. Kidd for the Yellow Jackets, who had 2 goals when these two teams met here on Halloween night, and now he'll dribble it out of play. Throw coming up now. Nobre will take it here for the Vikings. And the throw will come in now to the back. Jamie Van Weiland. As the Vikings now switch the field far side. Goncalves now will play it in the middle. Jackets really haven't had much possession here so far. 7 minutes into this one. And now the Vikings will play it near side. Here's Nobre with it. Back for Santiago Rios. Now back up the middle. Swinging it now to the right side. Here's Nobre coming forward across the midfield stripe. Now Cavalcanti, and he'll go all the way back. Van Weiland now. Angling ball far side of the field. Goncalves will go back for Rios. This is a similar style to what the Vikings played last time these two teams met. As they lift it now near side. Freddie Watson able to hit it down. Now Rowan Wagner for UWS. Will clear it up the near side. Throwing now is Cavalcanti. Playing it in now. Juan Campos for Bethany Lutheran. Back for Nobre. Now Rios. For Nolasco. And his ball toward the Yellow Jacket 18. Brought down. Here's Orlando Fertelman. And now UWS with Ben Lyman. Playing it up the far side for Joel Thomas. Thomas for the Jackets with the touch. That one will go out of play. We'll have a throw here coming up. Taken by Goncalves. Now Van Weiland. Switch it to the near side. Here's Campos. Campos now coming forward. Still on the right foot. His ball through the middle. That one intercepted. And now the Yellow Jackets with a chance to counter back. McLaughlin. Jacob Wiles now. Ben Lyman. Now Isaac Beckett. Beckett for the Yellow Jackets. He'll switch it in the middle now. Here's McLaughlin. Harvey McLaughlin. Angling it now for Freddie Watson. Watson now will play support ball back for Rowan Wagner. For a spell of possession really seen from the Yellow Jackets. Wagner's ball's off the mark. Intercepted. Wiles, though, on the read, able to knock it away from Rios. Now it's Davidson for UWS. Orlando Fertelman. And the Jackets will switch it to the far side for Ben Lyman. Thomas, now Lyman. Lyman again now, far side. McLaughlin, Fertelman. And now to the near side, it's Rowan Wagner. Wagner now for the Jackets, comes across the midfield stripe. Hits it toward the 18. That one held up by the wind. Headed down now near side for Rodrigo Cardoso. Now Nobre. His ball through the middle, looking for Campos. Read by Wiles. And now Jacob Wiles for the Yellow Jackets. For Ben Lyman. Cautious start both ways. I'd say so far here. Both teams trying to probe the other one with their possession. Not anything too dangerous as of yet. Now ball forward from Lyman. Finds Harvey McLaughlin. McLaughlin for the Yellow Jackets, taking it wide. Rios defending against him. Now it's Beckett. Beckett now bending it. Here's Freddie Watson on the run. Well read by Nobre. He'll take it off of Watson's foot. And it'll go out of play now near side. Throw coming up here now for the Vikings. Deep in their own territory, near sideline. As the throw comes in, Nobre now will give it a ride toward midfield. Rowan Wagner will try to head it down. Now Fertelman. Lyman for the Yellow Jackets. Sending it for Jake Kidd. Kidd for the Yellow Jackets now heading it down. Beckett. Near side for Watson. And Nobre will clear it back toward midfield for the Vikings. Wagner. McLaughlin. Now Fertelman. The Jackets will switch the field for Lyman, far side. Thomas. Now Lyman getting it back from Fertelman. It's a ball over the top and into the 18, and that'll be easy for Brady Price as he grabs that one. And he'll roll it now near side for Nobre. Kikas Di Modesto Nobre goes all the way back now for Jamie Van Wylen. And Van Wylen now will leave it here for Rios, Santiago Rios, to the far side. Both teams trading possession here. Being very cautious, like I said at the start here of this one. This is one of those situations where neither team wants to make the first big mistake of the game. As this ball now hit over the top, and we're going to have a foul called here on Cardoso. Got into the back of Freddie Watson on a ball toward the Yellow Jacket 18. UWS offside free kick with Harvey McLaughlin now will send it near side for UWS's Rowan Wagner. Wagner for the Yellow Jackets. Kicking it wide, left-footed ball forward. Sending for Jake Kidd, that one intercepted. And now the Vikings will go to the far side with it. Goncalves. Back in the middle yet again, and we go back and forth with, like I said, the possession. No real scoring attempts. No real shots either in this first 13 or so minutes. Ball to the far side now headed out by UWS's Joel Thomas. It'll result in a throw here for the Vikings. 32 and a half, or a little over 32, I should say. Remaining first half, no score. Vikings now will send it near side for Nobre. Nobre going all the way back now for Van Wyland. And like I said, very tactical start here so far. Like I said, neither team really showing their hand here to this point. Now we'll have a throw for the Vikings right near their own bench in Yellow Jacket territory, far side of the field. Throw comes in from Cavalcanti. Now Goncalves to the Yellow Jacket 18. Outside now. Trying to cross it in with the left foot was Cavalcanti. Sent back by Lyman. Now the Jackets will clear it up the far side again. Lyman trying to bring it down. Bertelman. Now Seth Davidson, and Davidson will laying it across midfield into Vikings territory. Van Wyland going all the way back, and now we're going to have a foul called here on the Vikings right in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. And Jake Kidd was bodied off over there. I'm not sure which player it was, but it'll be a free kick now for the Yellow Jackets. Near the sideline, far side of the field. Approaching the quarter of an hour mark, we're elapsed here in this championship game. No score, UWS and Bethany Lutheran here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. Looks like it'll be Harvey McLaughlin that'll take it. Waiting the go-ahead here. McLaughlin hitting it into the wind. Edge of the 18. Just sitting there right now. The Vikings trying to clear. Now Wiles. Lyman trying to get his foot to it. Now Cavalcanti. Now his ball to the far side. Finds Juan Campos. And the Vikings coming back now 3 on about 5. And an offside call now, near side. First offside call of the contest comes against Bethany Lutheran. It'll be a free kick here for UWS. It'll be taken by Harvey McLaughlin. Now Ben Lyman. Now McLaughlin. Jackets turning it over far side of the field. Now Nolasco on that far side. Martin Villarino. Now they send it into the 18. Jackets able to clear it again. Here's Davidson. Stringer getting out near side. It's Freddie Watson. And he'll lay it back now for Rowan Wagner. Wagner now. For Campos. Now ball over the top and on the wing. Joel Thomas for UWS. Crossing ball now from McLaughlin into the 18. We'll have a foul called here. On the Yellow Jackets, we have a Bethany Lutheran player back behind the play in Juan Campos. And Campos now back to his feet. Took a little extra liberty with Jacob Wiles behind the play. Wiles gave him a little shove, and Campos decided to go down and stay down for a while, and now he's going to complain to the referee a bit. A little gamesmanship here. And now Brian was going to have a conversation with Wiles as well. Clock stops, 28-25. No cards handed out on that. And I think we're going to have a restart here because there's a foul on the Jackets back in the 18. So off that restart. Now ball back, intercepted by UWS's Jake Kidd. And now Kidd coming forward. Freddie Watson now for Fertelman. Harvey McLaughlin. Now Beckett will leave it back for Lyman. And Lyman's ball to the far side. That's going to be intercepted. And now it'll be slid out of play by the Jackets near midfield. Throw coming up here for the Vikings. Approaching 18 minutes elapsed here, first half. Throw comes in for Bellarino. And Bellarino now will go back. Van Wylen will give it a ride over the top. And that one will carry too far for everybody and out of play. And Patrick Sessions will restart here for the Yellow Jackets quickly. Plays it for Rowan Wagner. Wagner for UWS. Seth Davidson. And support ball back now for Watson, and the Yellow Jackets will go back now for Patrick Sessions. Sessions ball now. Jay Kidd hitting it back. Here's Freddie Watson, near sideline. And he'll lay it back now for Rowan Wagner. Wagner for the Jackets. Headed back by Davidson. Nifty bit of footwork there by Beckett. Now he'll try to switch the field far side for Joel Thomas. Thomas stepping inside now for UWS. Vikings able to get their foot to it, but it'll go out of play far side, and it'll be a throw now for UWS, taken by Ben Lyman. Bertelman. Now for Jacob Wiles, and Wiles mishits that ball with the right foot. Throw now for Bethany Lutheran near the Yellow Jacket bench as the toss comes in. Here's Rios. Playing up the middle. Villarino now. For Bethany Lutheran now playing it forward. Here's Lyman. And now the Vikings in Yellow Jacket territory. Here's Villarino. To the outside now. Nolasco. Tackled out by Ben Lyman. Throw coming up now. Looking for Campos. Maybe not. Throw comes in for Bellarino. Out of play again. Another throw here coming up for the Vikings. As the throw comes in, Thomas tackling it out. Another throw here coming up. Bunched up on that far side of the field, both sides now. See if they can get a little bit of space here. Throw comes in for Campos. Nifty little ball through. Now Bellarino's ball up the middle. That'll be intercepted by Davidson. Cleared as far as Rios. Now Bellarino again. Nolasco. Left-footed cross now coming into the 18. Headed down. Save is made. That's the first shot of the game. First real good one. That one from Cavalcanti off of a cross. Headed it down. Sessions parrying it away on the dive to his right. And a corner kick now coming up here for the Vikings, far side. Looks like Gilles Frageau will take it on that far side. .24 minutes, 13 seconds remaining, half number one. As this corner kick is about to come in here. High arcing ball in the middle. Sessions trying to parry it away. Can't find it. Now it's still up in the air. Volleyed out of there by UWS's Seth Davidson. And now that one will go out of play. And a free kick for UWS. Can't get enough the Yellow Jackets? Tune in to Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join John Garver and the Big Sound, Matt Johnson. That's me. Throughout the years, we sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on uwsyellowjackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. In the meantime, we're back to live action now as Rowan Wagner's ball to the near side is out of play. We'll have a throw here coming up for the Vikings near side. Nobre will take it. Goes back now for Van Weiland, and the Vikings will switch it to the far side of the field. Lift the ball toward the Yellow Jacket back line. Volleyed out of there by UWS's Ben Lyman. Now Isaac Beckett can't keep his footing. The Vikings trying to come back. Now Wiles will send the ball over midfield. Hung up by the air here. The breeze that's going from left to right. And now the Vikings coming forward. Here's Martin Villarino. Near side now. Kikis Di Modesto Nobre taking it in deep. Now he'll cross it into the 18, and it'll come in a hop. And it'll be grabbed by Sessions. We'll roll it now short. For McLaughlin, back for Sessions. Now he'll clear it near side. Freddie Watson now on the left foot. Handling a ball over midfield. No break going all the way back. Now here's Van Wyland. And now it's Gonzalo Nolasco to the far side. Angling ball forward now by the Vikings. Cut down there by Joel Thomas. Now McLaughlin. And Rowan Wagner turning it over as Cardoso was able to run him down. Vikings playing a high press so far here. Sessions, as it comes into the 18, giving a ride toward midfield. Headed forward now by Davidson, and the Vikings again taking possession. Vast majority of the possession so far has been for the Vikings, although they've only had one real good look. That was that header a couple minutes ago by Diogo Cavalcanti that was turned away by Sessions. Other than that, it really hasn't been much here so far as we're more than halfway through this opening 45 minutes. Now up on the far side. Campos to the corner with it. And it will be tackled out, and another throw here coming up. Stick around for halftime. We'll have our halftime summary. Look at the first half stats. We'll also catch you up on what is a very busy weekend here on campus for UWS sports. A lot of things going on. And like I said, all that coming up here at halftime, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, so stick around for that. In the meantime, we're nearly 25 minutes into this opening half of this UMAC tournament title game here for 2025 from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. No score. Yellow Jackets and the Vikings. There's a ball now for the Yellow Jackets. Headed forward, McLaughlin, Ben Lyman, and now Jacob Wiles as the Jackets will switch it to the near side of the field. Jackets about to bring in, looks like Bryce Bolt at the next opportunity, our first sub of the game. As McLaughlin triggers it near side, here's Rowan Wagner. Wagner crosses the midfield stripe on the right foot. Now he'll spin and play it all the way back for Wiles. Jacob Wiles now angling a ball far side. Left it a little bit short. Popping in the air with the left foot was Goncalves. And that'll allow for a throw now for the Jackets. And that'll also allow for the substitution. As Bolt will come in, Jake Kidd will give way here. As we're under 20 minutes remaining, first half. Lyman will take the throw far side. Right in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. Here's Lyman's throw. Bolt trying to bring it down. Now it's Davidson. His pass toward the 18 looking for McLaughlin. That was broken up, and now the Vikings will try to counter back with Nobre near side. Nobre's ball over the top. Overhit it just a bit. Sessions will come over to the edge of his 18 and grab it here. And he'll roll it for Jacob Wiles. KG start, I would say, between the two teams. Very common for postseason soccer play, I would say. Said neither team wanted to make that one mistake that ends up in the back of the net. And both teams have played it that way so far. Here's Lyman now. And the throw now on the far side for the Vikings. Throw comes in now, headed back now. Jacob Wiles. Wiles' ball up the middle. Head down by Bellarino. Now Cavalcanti will go all the way back. Now Nolasco coming forward. Campos still holding here. Now stripped by Orlando Fertelman. And we're going to have a foul called here on the Vikings as Fertelman dances his way. And now Joel Thomas gives one of them a shove, one of the Vikings a shove, and he'll be the first player to go into the book. So Joel Thomas goes in the book. Weller under yellow card on that one, just a two-handed shove. And the Yellow Jackets will have a free kick now on that far side. It'll be taken here as the foul was called against the Vikings initially. Off the start now, the Yellow Jackets will play on the near side. Here's McLaughlin. Rowan Wagner. Ball movement has been pretty slow here so far for the Yellow Jackets. Just the crisp passing for UWS. Haven't seen much of it so far here. Vikings doing a good job of closing the space and holding their shape. And as they go all the way back out, this turnover for Van Wyland. This is about as little offense as I've seen from the Jackets in quite a while, so give the Vikings credit for that. Including the last time these two teams played when the Jackets scored 3 times in the first 4 minutes and 22 seconds. So they've made some adjustments since that last meeting, as you would expect. As Fertelman now in his own end. Laying it off now, here's Wiles. Wiles bending it over the top. Brought down by the Vikings. Now to the outside, here's Campos. Turned over to Davidson. Now Joel Thomas playing on a yellow card. And his pass for McLaughlin, that's intercepted. Ball over the top now. Here's Rowan Wagner. He's got Rodrigo Cardoso in his back. And it'll go out of play. Goal kick here for UWS. And that'll allow for the substitution. If the Jackets want to take it here. Clock continuing to move. 16 minutes, 22 seconds remaining first half. Most of the play between the 18s, and even when the ball has gotten to the 18, not much in the way of shot attempts here so far. And UWS going to make a substitution here. Adam Caffel going to come in for the first time in a while. He's going to take out Freddie Watson. So Caffel's going to play on this left wing. He's been starting on the outside as a back for the most part, then had a lower body injury that took him out for a while. But it looks like they're going to move him now to the left. In the meantime, the Jackets also going to make a substitution with Kyle Massingham coming into the game. And he'll take out Joel Thomas. I think they're probably going to push McLaughlin now to that right wing, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Clock stops, 16-13 left. Now the Vikings going to make a substitution. Checking in for the first time is going to be Will Shade. And he will take out Rodrigo Cardoso. In the meantime now, it'll be a goal kick here for UWS. Sessions will take it. Wiles now advancing forward. Jacob Wiles now for UWS. Hitting a ball forward for Bryce Bolt. Now the ball back into the 18, and Brady Price will come over, and he'll grab it. And now he'll roll it near side for Van Wyland. Jamie Van Wyland now will give it a ride toward midfield. Headed back by Wiles. Now Wiles' ball for McLaughlin on the wing, and that one too heavy, and it'll go out of play. Jackets' touches haven't been particularly sharp either so far here in this opening half, as Alfie Hudd getting ready to check in. Meanwhile, here's a throw for the Vikings right at midfield. Fertelman able to intercept. Now Davidson, and the ball stripped from behind by Rios. It's been kind of the story of the first half here. Jackets turning the ball over a lot. Not a lot of possession for UWS, to say the least. The Vikings have had the vast majority of it thus far. This ball forward now intercepted. Fertelman for the Yellow Jackets. McLaughlin. Now Wagner. And Wiles now to the far side for Lyman. He'll leave it all the way back now for Wiles. Jacob Wiles. Wagner. Now Wiles. Hang it forward. Beckett with the touch now. Davidson now to the far side. Here's McLaughlin. Harvey McLaughlin leads the Yellow Jackets in assists with 13 this season, trying to turn. Bite up over there by the Vikings defensively. And that one will go out of play. To our left for a goal kick here for Brady Price. Taylor Moore going to check in for UWS. Alfie Hudd also going to come in. So they will replace... Looks like Orlando Fertelman and Seth Davidson are going to check out. Meanwhile, Cavalcanti is going to come out for Bethany Lutheran while they bring in Ted Tende. who started against the Yellow Jackets 8 days ago here on this field. Goal kick now coming up here for Price, the junior from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Giving it a ride now near side. Rios on the second ball now, sending it to the far side, well short. Right to the feet of Harvey McLaughlin. Wagner now will switch it to the far side again for Ben Lyman. Jackets trying to go back and forth here on the build-up. Lyman's ball for Hud. That one picked by the Vikings, and it'll be a foul now on Hud. Free kick now for the Vikings. Send it back now for Van Wyland. Angling ball now to the far side. Cardoso will carry it on, or try to play it on, I should say. With the on-running Miguel Goncalves, but Yellow Jackets, Alfie Hud there, and he'll play it out off of Goncalves in the far corner for a Yellow Jacket throw. Deep in their own territory with 12.5 remaining in the opening 45 minutes. Again, a reminder, stick around for halftime. Our halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll have our first half summary. Look at the first half stats. Won't be many to talk about at this rate. We'll also give you our Yellow Jacket sports summary. Again, a look at what else is going on with Yellow Jacket athletics on this weekend and the full crossover season. Women's volleyball playing twice up at the Mertz today. They defeated Crown earlier in the day, playing St. Olaf as we speak, who won the regular season title in the MIAC. Men's and women's hockey were in action yesterday. Men's hockey will be in action tonight. Men's basketball also starting up their season. Women's basketball also started their campaign last night. So all that coming up at halftime, 11 minutes and 40 seconds from now. In the meantime, throw for the Yellow Jackets deep in their own territory, near sideline. Wagner will take it. Wings it over the midfield stripe. And now we'll have a throw coming up for the Vikings in their own territories and went off of the Yellow Jackets last. Taken quickly by Nobre. Here's Van Wyland. Van Wyland now going back for Brady Price. On the ball near side, here is Bellarino, our team Bellarino. Van Wyland. Now trying to angle ball to the far side. Here's UWS's Harvey McLaughlin. For Isaac Beckett. Beckett now taking a look around, trying to figure out where everybody is. Gives it off now for Caffel. Now it's McLaughlin coming forward. Back outside. Caffel. And Caffel will play it off now. The defensive player on the outside, that being Kikas Di Modesto Nobre over the end line. So the Yellow Jackets will get their first corner kick of the match. McLaughlin will take it here as we tick down toward the final 10 minutes. Half number one, no score. No real chances either. Just one good chance. Diogo Cavalcanti had it earlier, though it wasn't a grade A chance. Sessions on the save. Other than that, it's been played almost in between the 18s exclusively. McLaughlin from the near side flag now. Bends the ball backside, rising up. A couple of Yellow Jackets headed clear. And now a ball into Yellow Jacket territory. Caffel raising back. We'll go back for Sessions. And Sessions for Caffel. And it looks like that ball went out of play now far side. Looks like Caffel couldn't keep it in play. It'll be a throw now for the Vikings, who have been the better team here so far, no question about it. Jackets have looked off their game here so far in the first half as the throw comes in for Tende. Ted Tende. And the Vikings coming into the 18. Tackle away by Lyman. Alfie Hud. Bolt now trying to head it down. Bellarino. And a foul going to be called now on Beckett. Free kick here for the Vikings, about 40, maybe 45 yards away from goal. Good spot, though, for you. Bethany Lutheran here. Jackets with a three-player wall. Looks like UWS going to man mark now a couple of yards into their 18. And standing over this one, it looks like is Nolasco for the Vikings. Nolasco now will come up, try a shot. He drives it right into the wall. Ball back up the middle, and now we're going to have a foul called on Bethany Lutheran. Wild standing over this one now as you go under 8 minutes remaining, half number one. You're Bethany Lutheran, you're probably pretty happy where things are at right now. Definitely have the Yellow Jackets pinned in right now as Wiles will give it a ride now over midfield. Taylor Moore for UWS, and another foul going to be called on the Jackets here. 7.5 remaining, half number one, no score. A bit of a slog in some ways for the Yellow Jackets. Just really have not been able to get anything going here. Credit the Vikings for that. They've been very good, very energetic here so far. As off the restart now, the Vikings. Left-footed ball coming into Yellow Jacket territory, looking for Cardoso. That's out off of Lyman. It'll be Juan Campos that'll take the throw. No Lasco. Trying to force it through a couple of Yellow Jackets defensively, and UWS running another corner, or excuse me, not corner kick, but throw. A lot of throws here so far in this first half, especially on that far side. The throw comes in. Now the Vikings will go all the way back to the midfield stripe. Van Weiland hitting the ball over the top now, looking for Shade. Brought down by Shade into the Yellow Jacket 18, smothered by Patrick Sessions, who came off of his line, and he'll hold on to it here. With 6 minutes and change separating us from halftime. Sessions giving it a ride toward midfield. Wiles trying to hit it back. Now Moore. Now turning is Campos. Playing it wide. Turned back by McLaughlin. Now Campos again. Now Van Weiland. Heading the ball far side. McLaughlin heading it back. Now here's Isaac Beckett. Beckett for UWS. Trying a long ball to the top for Bolt. And Price off of his line. Able to grab that one. Now they distribute to the near side of the field. Mike Vanderhorst, who's in. Playing on this right wing, will send it back for Van Weiland. And now Van Weiland will send it at an angle toward midfield. Headed down. Vikings taking possession. Vanderhorst ball. Turned back by Kaffel. Now Shade. Goncho now going to try to switch the field as well. That one headed again by McLaughlin. Now long shot comes in off the left foot of Goncalves, and a big save there by Sessions. And they'll have a corner kick now coming up. So Bethany Lutheran looking much better here than the Jackets through this first 40-plus minutes. And now they have a chance at a corner kick near side. That hit taken by Miguel Goncalves, the first year from Portugal. He'll take this one now, left side. Bending ball in. Cleared by the Yellow Jackets up the middle. And now a half volley attempt here by Bellarino will ride high and wide. But the Yellow Jackets really have not had a lot of energy here so far. Looked pretty flat. Passing's been slow. Movement's been slow. Vikings have just looked a lot more spirited so far. And Yellow Jackets, if they get out of this half even, unless something changes over these last 3 minutes and 45 seconds, should count themselves somewhat lucky, although there's been a lot of play between the 18s. As off the goal kick now out of play near midfield. Throw taken by Caffel quickly for UWS. Here's Bolt. Bolt now turning. Sending the ball forward. That one intercepted. Now ball into Yellow Jacket territory over midfield, and Sessions will come out and play it. Sessions now sending it over midfield. Held up by the wind. Headed forward now by Moore. Now Bolt. Trying to go to the outside, and Alasko got his foot to it. Now Moore. And he gets shouldered into his own bench on that far side by Cardoso. And it's going to be a throw here for the Yellow Jackets. Right in front of their own bench with 2:50 remaining in the half. It'll be Ben Lyman that'll take it. Lyman's throw now to the edge of the 18, headed up into the air. Campos clearing it back up the middle. Wagner. Now Alfie Hudd toward the 18, headed away now by the Vikings. This is Goncho now turning on the right foot. Campos, who's had a good half so far for the Vikings. Playing it back now for Villarino as we approach 2 minutes remaining, half number one. Now ball to the near side for Vanderhorst. Steps around Kyle Massingham, angling a ball now near side for Tende. Rowan Wagner now measuring him, trying to shield it away. And it'll go out of play. We'll have a goal kick here coming up with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining. Sessions. We'll give it a ride now near side. Beckett for UWS. Nice little kick near side. Headed toward the middle now by Bolt. Now Moore. Also flicking it up the middle for Villarino. 1:20 remaining, half number one. Pass back now for Brady Price, and he'll give it a ride back toward midfield. Into Yellow Jacket territory. Wiles trying to bring it down. Now Wiles will send it skyward again. 65 seconds remaining as Villarino brings it down now for the Vikings in Yellow Jacket territory. On the far side now, Nolasco. And it'll be tackled out. Another throw here coming up. Not even sure the Yellow Jackets have a shot in this half. Meantime, it's a throw now for Bethany Lutheran for Tende. And now a ball toward the 18. One of the Bethany Lutheran players took a fall on that far side. Brian Wood having none of it. It's Campos again, the second time that he's gone down now. Actually, it looks like it might be Gancho, as Campos is the one coming over. Number 8 versus number 9. Clock stops, 23 seconds remaining in the half. Certainly there's going to have to be adjustments made, especially by UWS here. Because the first half has been a slog for UWS. Definitely, like I said, I'm going to take a look at those numbers at halftime, but there's not much to talk about in this one in terms of offense, really either way. The Vikings, though, have looked closer to scoring than the Jackets have, that's for sure. In the meantime, Sessions will line up the goal kick here. So the clock will restart on his goal kick from the right side of his 6. Gives it a ride down to the far side. 20 seconds remaining in the half. Tende trying to send it for Will Shade. Cut down now by Wagner. Now ball over the top, and that one will be grabbed by Sessions on a hop, and he'll hold on to it here. And the countdown is on to bring half number one to a close here. And we're 45 minutes into this one. And there is no score between the Yellow Jackets and Bethany Lutheran here at the break. Like I said, quite the slog so far in this one. Bethany Lutheran with the vast majority of possession, the better of the shots, and the better of the opportunities. But we are scoreless as we head into the intermission. Score at the break, Yellow Jackets nothing, Vikings nothing. We'll take a quick break and come back with our halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. That's coming up right after this. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Johnson back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. We've played one half of soccer here so far between the Yellow Jackets and Bethany Lutheran here with the 2025 UMAC tournament title on the line, and it was a forgettable half for the Yellow Jackets. I can't remember the last time I'm going to look at numbers like this when it comes to Yellow Jacket men's soccer. I can't remember the last time that they were shut out in terms of shots and shots on goal in a half, but that's exactly what happened in the first half. Of course, we're scoreless here, so no scoring summary to go over. But the Yellow Jackets really bottled up in that first 45 minutes. The passing wasn't particularly good. Touches were not very particularly good. The Yellow Jackets were trying a lot of long balls in that first half, and they were easily getting picked off by the Vikings. Bethany Lutheran didn't exactly put on a display of offense themselves. As we look at the first half numbers in this one, they're out shooting the Yellow Jackets 6-0 here so far, including 2-0 in shots on goal. And like I said, the last time the Yellow Jackets were shut out in a half in either shots or shots on goal, I can't remember. In fact, I don't think it's ever happened in a game that I have broadcasted. So there's a lot of work for UWS to do if they're going to try to get themselves into this game. They just were slogging along in that first half, playing a lot behind the ball. And if you're Bethany Lutheran, you're very happy with how that first half goes. You probably should be in the lead right now after one half of action. In the meantime, numbers on this one, like I said, 2 shots for the Vikings on goal, 2 saves thus far for Patrick Sessions. Total of 6 shots for the Vikings in that opening 45 minutes and nothing for the Yellow Jackets. A total of 10 fouls were called in the opening half, 5 each way. And then as far as corner kicks go in that first half, 3 for the Vikings, just 1 for the Yellow Jackets. So like I said, it has been a slog here so far. And like I said, the Yellow Jackets need to pick up their play. There's no question about it. The Yellow Jackets will be playing with the wind in the second half, so we'll see if that has any influence on anything here. It could well be. Wind was definitely holding up some of the long balls Yellow Jackets were trying on the right side of the field. But all in all, it has been a very, very slow first half so far. The Vikings with a couple of good opportunities. 1 each from Diogo Cavalcanti in the first half. The other one, a long-distance shot from Miguel Goncalves. But other than that, like I said, the Vikings have been controlling the action. They've had the majority of the possession, the majority of the opportunities, and all the shots thus far. So like I said, UWS has a lot to work out here over these next 11 or 12 minutes of this halftime intermission. So that's your story here halfway home in this one. We'll see if it gets better in the second half for UWS. In the meantime, we'll take our second break here of the halftime show, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, and come back with more, including a look at what else is going on with Yellow Jacket Athletics. All that coming up in about 2 or 3 minutes, so stick around for that. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and also on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Matt Johnson back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium as halftime continues on here. We're about 9 minutes away from the start of the second half of this contest for the UMAC tournament title here in 2025 between the Yellow Jackets and Bethany Lutheran. And with that time, we'll catch you up on what else is going on with Yellow Jacket Athletics on what is a very busy weekend here for all the teams. Fall season, of course, rounding out here while the winter season is just about to get underway here on campus. So bear with me as I go through all of this. We'll start with the women's soccer team sitting at 10-7-4 entering action today. They went 8-1-3 in the UMAC, which landed them the number 3 seed in the UMAC tournament. In case you missed it, they defeated Bethany Lutheran at Shields Field down in Mankato, Minnesota on Wednesday in their UMAC tournament semifinal round to advance to their 6th straight UMAC tournament title game. They defeated the Vikings by the score of 3-0. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets got goals from Neve Larson at 14:35 and Cameron Hill at 81-24 to go along with a Bethany Lutheran own goal in picking up that victory. For the game, UWS held a 15-9 edge in total shots, including a 9-4 advantage in shots on target. Quinn Clark went all the way in goal to post her 21st career shutout while making 4 saves in the game for the Yellow Jackets. They are playing Northwestern as we speak down in Reynolds Field. That game for the UMAC tournament title on the women's side. UWS is looking to make their 5th straight NCAA tournament and win the UMAC tournament for the 5th straight year as well. That game underway at Reynolds Field against Northwestern, who were the number 1 seed. That game started at 2 p.m. down in St. Paul. Volleyball, now at 19-10, entering into the day today. They are 8-3 in the UMAC. Dropped a 3-2 decision last night at Mertz Mortarelli Gymnasium in UMAC conference action. In that match, the Yellow Jackets fell by set scores of 25-17, 21-25, 24-26, 25-22, and 8-15. For the Yellow Jackets, UWS hitting .208, and were led by McKenna Hobein with a match-high 24 kills, while Caitlin Jones had 13 kills and Sydney Bader added 12. Colleen Claude and Gabby Schwartz, meanwhile, combined for 50 assists, while also contributing a total of 21 digs combined defensively. Savannah Herring, meanwhile, led the way for UWS with 19 digs. They began the day today by taking on Crown College in their final UMAC regular season game here of 2025 and defeated the Polars in 3 straight. They now are 20-10. And they finished 9-3 in the UMAC, and they are playing against regular season MIAC champions St. Olaf across the way. That match started at 1 p.m., and they are playing, like I said, as we speak, a few hundred yards from where I am right now. Meanwhile, as we continue on here, looking at some of the other teams are doing, men's hockey improved to 2-0 overall on the season. Last night, they claimed their 2nd straight victory to open up the campaign with a 4-3 victory over Gustavus Adolphus on at Don Roberts Ice Rink in St. Peter, Minnesota. In that contest, UWS got goals from Cade Shea, Daniel Roosevelt, Andrew Larson, and Carson Riddle while getting outshot 32-18 for the game. Jan Skorpik got the winning goal for UWS, making 29 saves to pick up the victory there. Next in action here on 91.3 FM, taking on St. Olaf College in non-conference action. That game will be played at the St. Olaf Ice Rink down in Northfield, Minnesota. That'll be a 7 p.m. opening face-off, 6:30 the pregame with John Garver on 91.3 FM. Women's hockey dropped to 0-3 overall. They dropped their third straight, contest to open the season yesterday afternoon, falling to Hamlin 9-1 in non-conference action down at Tria Rink in St. Paul. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets' lone goal came from Brooke Monacan, off an assist from Brooke Bugos at 19:57 of the third period. For the game, UWS was outshot 47-20, while Jada Moyer and Maddie Wallstroll combined to make 38 saves in that contest. They're off next coming week, but the Yellow Jackets will be next in action on Saturday, November 21st, taking on Beloit for the first time ever down in the southern part of Wisconsin. Women's basketball 0-1, dropped their first game of the season last night, falling to St. Catherine 78-59 in non-conference action at the Butler Center in St. Paul. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets trailed 23-17 after one, 38-27 at the break, and 62-44 heading to the fourth quarter. For the game, UWS shot 41.8% as a team and were led by Megan Schaefer, who had 16 points on 6 of 12 shooting. Charlotte Furstel, meanwhile, had 13 points while making 5 of 9 from the field. They're next in action today. They're taking on Carleton, again, as we speak, down at the West Gym in Northfield, Minnesota, 1 p.m. The opening tip there. Men's basketball, meanwhile, last but not least, will open their season this weekend by hosting the NBC Tip-Off Classic at the Mertz here in Superior. Today, the Yellow Jackets will host Marion for a 5 p.m. opening tip before facing either Central of Iowa or UW River Falls in their second game of that tournament tomorrow at 4 p.m. All 4 games between the two teams can be seen on Yellow Jacket TV, by the way, this weekend. For a full schedule and links to the stream, go to uwsyellowjackets.com. So that's your Yellow Jacket sports summary here. As we're about to wrap up our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We will take one more quick break and then come back with the start of the second half of this contest between the Yellow Jackets and Bethany Lutheran. That's coming up in about 2 or 3 minutes, so stick around for that. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium with 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock before we begin the second half here. Both teams back on the pitch on this chilly November afternoon here in Superior. And with that time, we'll give you a quick update on what's coming up as far as our broadcast here on 91.3 FM. Our next broadcast, of course, here on the radio will be November 8th, so later today, in fact, as men's hockey taking on St. Olaf in their second game of the weekend. That'll be at 7 p.m. opening faceoff down at the Northfield Ice Arena, or excuse me, actually at the St. Olaf Ice Rink. It used to be the Northfield Ice Arena. Now it is the St. Olaf Ice Rink on the campus of St. Olaf College. 7 p.m. the opening faceoff there. 6:30 the pregame along these same airwaves. John Garver will be along with the pregame on that one. Meanwhile, Wednesday, November 12th is our next Yellow Jacket women's volleyball broadcast here on the radio. That'll be in the UMAC tournament semifinals. They'll be taking on Bethany Lutheran with the Yellow Jackets at the Mertz. That'll be a 7 p.m. opening serve. 6:45 the pregame with yours truly, and that game will be joint broadcast on 91.3 FM KUWS and on Yellow Jacket TV. Then on Friday, so next Friday, the 14th, the Yellow Jackets men's hockey back in action again, taking on St. Scholastica at Westman Arena. 7 p.m. the opening face-off there. 6:30 the pregame, another joint broadcast on 91.3 FM KUWS and on Yellow Jacket TV. The following day, Saturday, a week from today, men's hockey also in action, again, taking on Bethel for the second of their two-game homestand to begin the home portion of the campaign. We're taking on the Royals at 7 p.m. Again, another 6:30 pregame with Mr. Garber here on 91.3 FM and Yellow Jacket TV. And then in 2 weeks, November 22nd, Saturday, women's basketball will make their debut here on 91.3 FM against MSOE in non-conference action at the Mertz. Yours truly, I'll be there for that one. 3 p.m. the opening tip of that one between the Yellow Jackets and the Engineers. It'll be the Raiders is their name. 2:45 the pregame, another joint broadcast on 91.3 FM and Yellow Jacket TV. And then Tuesday, November 25th, women's hockey will make their season debut on 91.3 FM, taking on St. Scholastica for a 7 p.m. opening face-off, 6:45 the pregame. John Garver will be your play-by-play man for that one. 91.3 FM, KUWS, and Yellow Jacket TV, another joint broadcast between our two media outlets here covering Yellow Jacket athletics. In the meantime, both teams are back out on the field. The Yellow Jackets will be playing with the wind here in the second 45 minutes. Meanwhile, Bethany Lutheran will be going into the wind as we get ready for this second 45. Bethany Lutheran will kick off here to begin it. It is Juan Campos standing over it here at midfield as we're ready to get this one underway here, the second 45 minutes. No score of 45 minutes in. And we'll see what the second half brings us here so far. Yellow Jackets shut out in shots in that first half. Again, a rarity for UWS. As we begin this second 45 minutes, as the wind begin to pick up now a little bit more, and the Vikings will play it all the way back in their own territory, and now they'll send the ball to the far side into their own bench. So a throw coming up here for UWS. Harvey McLaughlin playing on the right side. He'll give it off now for Adam Caffel, who gets the start here. Now the second half, he'll have a throw in now. Throws it in now for Bryce Bolt. Off of Bolt's head into the 18. Grabbed here by Brady Price. He'll hold on to it. Jackets shut out in shots in that first half. Like I said, I think that's the first time ever that I've done a game where UWS didn't even get a single shot off in the meantime. Vikings now sending an angling ball across midfield. Now Caffel for UWS. Sending it to the far side. Harvey McLaughlin stepping inside now. Crosses the midfield stripe. And now McLaughlin will square it near side. Rowan Wagner now clipping it over the top, looking for the backside run of Jake Kidd. It's headed away there by Van Weiland. And UWS's Harvey McLaughlin now tracking it down in front of the Bethany Lutheran bench. Orlando Fertelman now for Caffel, and the Jackets will go all the way back now for Wiles. Now Caffel. Caffel now turning it over as Cavalcanti comes in to pick his pocket. And now here's Campos. Gets stood up by Wiles. This ball picked up, and now here's a tackle by UWS's Orlando Fertelman. Playing it up now for McLaughlin. And we're going to have a foul called on the Yellow Jackets. McLaughlin now on the right side. That's the sixth foul given up by UWS thus far in the contest. Van Weiland walking up on it now. He'll take the free kick here. Vikings, as I mentioned, all 6 shots in that opening 45 minutes, including 2 on goal. So, like I said, not a lot of shots, either overall or on target, but we're still scoreless here, obviously, as no Bray now for the Vikings. And they play it all the way back now. We'll switch to near side for Goncalves. Goncalves. His ball up the near side. Freddie Watson now will play it back. Here's Rowan Wagner. Wagner now will give it a ride over midfield, and it'll be headed away here. Throw coming up now for Watson and the Yellow Jackets. Actually, he's going to give way now for Wagner, who has that big line drive throw. Talked about him in our pregame interview. Rowan Wagner, the junior from McFarland, Wisconsin. 3 goals and 5 assists for him as he throws this one in now near side. Flicked in the middle, nobody there in a white jersey. Santiago Rios takes over now for Bethany Lutheran. And now they'll play it near side. Here's Goncalves. Angling ball over the top for Campos. Caffel coming over, will intercept. Adam Caffel now for UWS. With some time. Now we'll just take it wide himself. Still taking it wide. And then he plays it out. It's been that kind of performance here so far for UWS. Just have not been sharp here so far. Throw comes in, it'll go out of play. Off the Vikings, throw for the Yellow Jackets. On their own bench. Actually, it'll be taken now, looks like by Caffel. And Adam Caffel throws it in. Beckett getting his head to it. Now Bryce Bolt leaving it off McLaughlin. And that one turned over as well. Now Van Weiland. Van Weiland now will take it wide. Plays it now, Goncalves. And there's going to be a foul called. And against Bryce Bolt will result in a free kick here coming up. Offset free kick now comes up the middle. Wiles trying to head it back. Wiles now on the turn. Outside his own 18. Lifts it toward midfield. Intercepted by Rios. Rios now stepping inside against Beckett. Now they'll send it to the near side for Nobre. Run down from behind by Jake Kidd. And now Beckett trying to turn against Rios, and he'll draw the foul. Free kick now for UWS here. 40 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. No score. Wiles sending it to the far side. Got through McLaughlin. And he got tangled up on the far side. Actually, it was Jake Kidd. Now McLaughlin has it at his right foot. Now Beckett. Beckett for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to dance through. Ball still loose. Now picked up. Seth Davidson hits the ground. Now here is Bryce Bolt. In the 18 now, Freddie Watson. Watson trying to turn. One touch too many for Watson. And it'll go out of play, and it'll be a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. Out off of Nolasco. Throw now for Rowan Wagner for UWS. Wiles is going to come forward as Wagner lines this one up. 39 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in regulation. As here's the throw. Headed by Davidson up the middle. Now Fertelman. Left-footed ball forward. Wiles getting his head to it. Now Nolasco to the far side. McLaughlin. Harvey McLaughlin now. Trying to turn. Crosses it into the 18 up the middle. Here's the shot by Beckett, and that one skips just wide. And that's the first shot of the game for the Yellow Jackets. It was a good one. Goes wide of the near post. And it'll be a goal kick now for the Vikings. As they'll play it short now for Van Wyland. Now Nobre. All through the middle, intercepted. Isaac Beckett. And this one will go out of play off the Vikings right at midfield. Adam Caffel now for UWS. Here's his throw coming in. Vikings taking it now with Rodrigo Cardoso in the Yellow Jacket territory. Caffel all the way back now for Sessions. And Sessions now to the far side for Adam Caffel. Caffel picking Orlando Fertelman. Now he gets dispossessed. Vikings have been closing on the space very well defensively as well here so far in this one as the sun comes out from behind the clouds. Meanwhile, Miguel Goncalves played a ball in the Yellow Jacket 18, cleared away by UWS. Beckett able to head it forward. Now Van Wyland volleys it straight up into the air. Bellarino. Cavalcanti's ball forward, and the Yellow Jackets intercepting that one. Van Wyland now. We'll go all the way back here for Brady Price. Price will get a ride toward midfield. Wiles going up to head it back, and they're going to call a foul on, I think, Campos here. Jackets started quickly now with McLaughlin. Caffel. Rowan Wagner now. Wagner now with the ball to the far side. Well done to pick out Jake Kidd. Kidd now trying to cross one in, and that one will go out. And I think it'll be, they're going to say a corner kick, I think. That's what the linesman on this near side is signaling. And he's going to be overruled here by Brian Wood. It'll be a goal kick now coming up. I think that's the right call. It seemed like it bounced off of Kidd as he tried to cross it in before it went over the end line. And now here is the goal kick coming from Price. Nobre's ball forward. Making the move up that far side now was Cardoso, tackled out by Fertelman, and it'll be a throw here coming up now for the Vikings. Here's the throw coming in. Over the top of everybody. Caffel for the Yellow Jackets, popping it in the air near his own 18. Wagner, Davidson, he'll hit it wide, but right into the oncoming Miguel Goncalves. Goncalves now gets tackled off the ball by Davidson. Davidson has Freddie Watson with him. Hits him with it, and the Jackets now coming forward on the counter. Watson toward the 18. Playing it now for Bryce Bolt. Tried to take a touch, hopped over his foot. And now the Vikings will come back the other direction. Goncalves. And we have a foul called now on Watson. Foul on the Yellow Jackets. Looks like it'll be a free kick now. Gonzalo Nolasco will take it. Now the Vikings will go to the right side. Now here's Nobre. Bellarino. Cavalcanti. And a foul going to be called on Fertelman now as he tripped up the Bethany Lutheran captain about 35, 40 yards away from goal to our left. So a lot of time in this one before we start thinking about extra time, but 34 minutes, 40 seconds. The second half became much how the first half concluded, with a lot of play between the 18s. No score as of yet. And now the Vikings will play it short for Rios. Now Campos. Rios. Campos. Playing it back. Van Weiland. Now goes near side. Nolasco. To the near side. Goncalves now coming forward. Goncalves on the run. Played it short. Hopped over the foot of Cavalcanti. Now Davidson. Jake Kidd. Leaving his ball short. Well short, by the way. A lot of these passes by the Yellow Jackets just not really finding feet. And now the Vikings turning it back. Here is Gilles Frejau. His ball through the middle. Picked off by Fertelman, but again losing possession on it as the ball goes down to the far side. Cardoso trying to trigger in Campos. Now Caffel with the left foot. Kidd unable to make positive contact with it. And that's going to be a throw for the Vikings. Like the wind has really picked up here. It is now blowing very hard left to right here on the playing surface, it appears, as this throw comes in. Now ball forward. That one held up by the wind off the foot of Van Weiland. It's in Yellow Jacket territory. Now Campos. And we're going to have a foul called on the Yellow Jackets now, it looks like, and Isaac Beckett got crashed into there by Campos. Brian Wood decided not to make that foul call. Instead, he called something on the Yellow Jackets. And it'll be a free kick now for Bethany Lutheran. Clock stopped. 32:47 now left. Van Weiland will take it. About 60 yards away from goal. This one held up high by the air, or by the wind, blowing in from our left. High in the air, I should say, and held up by the wind. Get my description right eventually. And now here's a ball forward from Sessions as he grabbed that one in the air. Now ball to the near side. Here's Goncalves. Comes in Yellow Jacket territory. Cavalcanti. Now left side for Zhao. Zhao comes in and tries a shot that will ride well high over the top of the Yellow Jacket goal. Off the goal kick now, Sessions will play it short. Caffel's ball. And Jake Kidd now will draw a foul as he was pushed in the back by the Vikings right near midfield. Jackets taking it quickly. Here's Beckett now to the outside. Rowan Wagner now for Freddie Watson. Watson goes down now. Ball in the 18 of Bethany Lutheran. They're able to clear it away. So just the one shot here for UWS. Now Watson. Laying it back now, Rowan Wagner. Wagner now will switch the field for Adam Caffel. Caffel for UWS. Picking Orlando Fertelman. Fertelman now lifting it for McLaughlin on the far wing. Harvey McLaughlin now turning inside. Still on the go. Clipping it now back post. Ball headed up in the air. Now Beckett trying to turn and get a shot away. That one deflected off of traffic. Van Weiland now, and a slide tackle by Beckett. Van Weiland goes down. And now we'll have another stoppage of the clock here, it appears. 30:42 left as Van Weiland to his feet. the Vikings going to make substitutions here off this throw. Goncho going to come back in, as is Vanderhorst, it appears. Cavalcanti, and I'm not sure who the other player was that went out here for Bethany Lutheran. But in the meantime, we'll have a throw now for the Vikings in their own territory. And the throw from Goncalves, that one was knocked down by the wind. I think the wind is really beginning to play a role here. Now a toss for the Yellow Jackets as that one went out, came back, or went in, came back out, and now will be a throw for the Yellow Jackets. Wagner will take it. Bring it into the 18. Flicked up in the air. Davidson trying to flick it for Kidd. And now Davidson gets tripped up. We play on. Now Bryce Bolt for UWS. Beckett. And now he'll hit it over the top, and it'll be easy pickings there for Price as he'll hold on to it here as we go under a half hour remaining in this one. Price, near side. Watson trying to head it back. Seth Davidson now for UWS. Has that one taken off of his foot. Now Fertelman. Turning it over, and now Campos. 3-on-3 break now for the Vikings. Opportunity here as they play it on the wide side. Shot attempt. Now save is made by Sessions as the shot attempt came off the right foot of Rodrigo Cardoso. Now ball to the near side for Zhao. Coming forward. Now he'll leave it off for Goncho. And a slide tackle. Now by Wagner. Goncalves now on the throw. And now we're going to have a stoppage. It's like Brian Wood checking with Isaac Beckett to see how he's feeling over there in the Yellow Jacket 18. Not sure if he took a whack to the face or not. It looks like he might be just kind of shaking it off at the moment. In the meantime, throw now near sideline. Goncalves will take it. For Zhao now coming in at an angle. Beckett comes over, and he'll clear it back toward midfield. And the Vikings taking over again. This has been the pattern. The Yellow Jackets just have not been able to get a foothold in the game. As this ball now is sent into the Yellow Jacket, or toward the 18, held up by the air. Now Beckett. Giving it a ride toward midfield. Ball's brought down now Davidson. And we're going to have a foul called now on Goncho right at midfield as Davidson tried to play it to the wing for Harvey McLaughlin. Got taken down by a Viking, that being Guillermo Goncho. And a free kick now for UWS taken by Wiles. Wiles now hitting it over the top near side. Here's Freddie Watson. Watson for the Yellow Jackets will play it all the way back now for Rowan Wagner. And Wagner will switch the field now far side. Here's Adam Kaffel. Here's McLaughlin now. Playing it in. Kidd brings it down. Now Fertelman with the shot attempt. Off the post. Ball still sitting there. Coming in now. Here's the shot attempt. Cleared away now. Here's Fertelman. That shot hit the post. Jackets still trying to track it. Top of the 18. And for Zhao now, we'll give it a ride back toward midfield. That's the best opportunity either team has had. As that rifle from Beckett hit the post on the left side, and Price couldn't find it. There was a scramble in the box. Vikings able to clear it away. Jackets now have a throw near midfield as Beckett and Bolt now will check out. Back in for UWS is Alfie Hudd. And also Kyle Massingham. And now Kaffel runs out of real estate far side. Throw for the Vikings now. See how that livens up things a little bit here. Now the Vikings on the far side with Campos. And a foul going to be called on UWS's Caffel. And he's going to get a yellow card, it looks like, out of this. Clock stops. 26 minutes, 11 seconds now left. Looks like the Vikings are going to make a couple substitutions as well at the next opportunity here. Campos staying down. 26-11 now left. Free kick for the Vikings. About 25, 30 yards away at an angle from Sessions' goal to our left. Left-footed ball comes in to the 18. It settles. Now turning. Here's the shot attempt by Nolasco. Broken up by traffic. Blocked by the Yellow Jackets. And now a chance to break back if UWS hurries. Here's McLaughlin. Jay Kidd now. Kidd for the Yellow Jackets on the run. Playing it on now for Fertelman. Ball still loose. Fertelman goes down in the box. No call. Ball still sitting there. Price doesn't know where he is. He's stuck in no man's land as he couldn't find the ball. And now it'll be a throw for the Yellow Jackets near side. And that was dangerous there as well. UWS picking it up just a little bit here. Now here's Wagner out the throw. Back post. Rising up. Here's the header by Kidd. And it's off the post again from the left side. That's two posts now for the Yellow Jackets as Price came to get that one. Went over the top of him. Kidd at the back post. Short hop the far post with his header. And we remain scoreless here. My goodness. Two posts for the Yellow Jackets in the last 5 minutes. Van Weiland looking like he's going to take this goal kick here for the Vikings. He'll give it a ride toward midfield, and that'll carry over the top of everybody and out for a Yellow Jacket throw. Caffel's throw. Headed down now. Here's Massingham. Fertelman now for UWS. Trying to switch it for Freddie Watson. Watson bringing it down. Playing it on now. Here's Alfie Hudd on the run. Hudd trying to cross it in, and instead it'll go out for a corner kick. So Jackets beginning to find a little bit of life here. But like I said, I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that the wind is blowing sharply from left to right. Vikings out in the first half. Jackets so far here in the second. And Watson will take the corner kick quickly. Fertelman. Back post. Headed toward goal by Davidson and grabbed there by Price, and he'll hold on to it. Trying to give it a ride toward midfield. Wagner running it down for UW Superior now. Playing it for McLaughlin. McLaughlin now trying to get around Campos, and it'll go out of play, and it will be a throw now for UWS. Cappel looks like he'll be the one to come over and take it as Beckett has returned. He'll take out Alfie Hudd. Cappel lining it up. Here's the throw. Never made it into the box. Now Campos volleyed up the middle. Headed down by Wiles. Here's Beckett now, who's back into the game, as I mentioned a moment ago, taking it wide. And Campos clips him down. It's going to be Goncho, in fact, actually, and it's going to be a free kick for the Yellow Jackets. Short corner, actually. About maybe 3-4 yards outside the 18 to the right. Laughlin taking time with his footwear on the far side now as he will take this free kick for UWS. Jackets bunching near the back of the 6. Laughlin, line drive in to the middle, and that one out. Off the Vikings. Line drive toward the 6. Cleared away by the Vikings. Now it is a full corner kick on the far side. McLaughlin will take it. McLaughlin now bending it in. Van Weilen heading it forward. Campos. And now we're going to have a yellow card given out to UWS's Freddie Watson. Clock stops, 22:19 now left. More than halfway through this second 45 minutes. Still no score. Jackets have hit a couple of posts in this second half. One from Isaac Beckett that clanked off the post that had a lot of venom on it. Another one off a header attempt from Jake Kidd, but still no score. As Cavalcanti comes back in the game now for Bethany Lutheran. Van Weilen now will give it a ride. In the Yellow Jacket territory, Beckett able to win the head ball. Now Davidson will pop it into the air. Route down now by the Vikings. Trying to get the tackle there was Beckett. Vanderhorst back in, and now that one will be tackled out here off of Orlando Fertelman for another throw. It'll be taken here by Mike Vanderhorst. Campos now trying to turn. And the Jackets now will pump it forward. Jake Kidd. Van Weilen able to take him off the ball. Plays it forward. Now here's McLaughlin. Kyle Massingham now picks it up. Jacob Wiles now angling ball over the top. Overhit into the Bethany Lutheran 18, and it'll be grabbed by Price. He'll hold on to it. Now he'll roll it near side for Nolasco. Now Price, as it came back into his 18. Cavalcanti getting his head to it. Now Wagner will play it out for a throw. Goncalves' throw comes in. Volleyed now by Gancho to the far side of the field. Now ball to mill for Ted Tende, who is back in the game. Sessions will come racing off of his line. He'll smother it now with two hands and hold on to it here. Jackets getting ready to bring Joel Thomas back into the game, it appears. Yeah, Sessions giving it a ride toward midfield. Headed up in the air now. Massingham trying to turn. And Calvis off the intercept. Now sends it for Campos. Campos with Rios with him. Now uses him. Rios trying to cross it into the Yellow Jacket 18. Watson coming back will play it away with the left foot. Now Vanderhorst. And the Yellow Jacket 18 again. This time he'll come off the line. Sessions is out of goal and they score. Sessions came for it. Couldn't get there in time. Fell to the right side. And Campos tucks it in the side netting for the goal. And I can't say Bethany hasn't deserved that they've been the better team so far here today. For Campos, it'll be goal number 4. I'm not sure Tende will get an assist on it. That goal comes with 19:56 now left, and the Jackets, who just have not been very sharp today, now trail 1-0. Well, Bethany Lutheran came in 0-5 all time against the Yellow Jackets in the UMAC title game, but they've been the better team here through nearly 3/4 of it. And they lead it by the score of 1-0. Kyle Massingham now. We'll take the kickoff. The ball's pumped over midfield. Now Wiles for UWS. Now a ball into space. Coming in now is Cavalcanti. And Sessions comes off of his line to smother that one. Again, Sessions just a little bit late on that ball in the 18. And now we have a Bethany Lutheran player down behind the play. This is where the gamesmanship comes in a little bit. Expect a lot of this kind of stuff now down the stretch here. Yellow Jackets with a free kick in an opportune spot, and next thing you know, there's a player down for Bethany. Looks like, yep, the old-fashioned cramp. 19 minutes, 13 seconds now left. Like I said, that ball came into the 18 on the goal, by the way. Sessions just was late getting there. 10-Day beat him to it. And we'll get it to the outside. And Campos, with Sessions out of position, was able to tuck it into the side netting. And that's 1-0 Bethany Lutheran in the lead. First time this season the Yellow Jackets have trailed against Bethany Lutheran. You heard head coach Joe Mooney talk about it in our pregame interview. Led for 168 minutes out of 180. Now they trail for the first time. And like I said, the Vikings have been largely the better squad today. The Yellow Jackets just have not been sharp. Far from their best effort here so far today. UWS now going to make a substitution. Fertleman's going to come in deep. Now McLaughlin will take the free kick toward the 18. And now ball to the near side. Here's Joel Thomas. Turning, hanging the ball up. And that'll be grabbed by Price. And he'll hold on to it. Near side now, Goncalves. Shade. Now Fertleman popping it in the air. Headed down now. Rios. And gives it off. Here's Cardoso on the far side. And now that went out off of Watson. Throw comes in now for Van Weiland. His first time ball forward, intercepted by McLaughlin. And again, the Yellow Jackets just out of sorts. Watson trying to go in the middle, turned it over, got it right back. And again, out of play. And now we're going to have a substitution as Bolt comes in. We go under 18 minutes now left in this one. I think this would be probably, if Bethany Lutheran can salt this away, this would be their first ever trip to the NCAA tournament. Jackets looking to make it back for the 8th straight year, but right now having to come from behind to do it. And now we're going to have a foul called against UWS. Fertleman will restart it. Here's Wiles. McLaughlin now for the Yellow Jackets coming forward. He'll square it now to the far side. Fertleman now angling a ball into the 18. Here's a shot now by Joel Thomas. That one saved by Price as he dove to his right. Thomas coming in on the weak side. Ball in the 18 that was cleared as far as Thomas coming on the edge of the 18. Got a shot away. Big save by Price. And a throw now for UWS on the far side. Rowan Wager will take it. His throw high up in the air. It comes into the 18. Now Watson. And a free kick now for UWS as Watson is brought down about 25 yards away from goal. 16:35 and counting remain to be played. Watson standing over it now on the left foot. He's capable of scoring from here. We've seen him do it in the past. Jackets with numbers forward. Bethany Lutheran now man marking in the 18. Watson now lifting it backside. Headed down by the Vikings. 10-Day will clear it up the middle. Now Fertleman. Not sure where that pass was going as he hit it to the near side. Will Shade able to take over now for Bethany. Now Shade. Goncalves. Now Goncalves coming forward with the ball. End up hitting the deck. No call. Jackets taking it back right near midfield. Wiles now over the top. All headed away to the near side. Joel Thomas on the throw. McLaughlin now will take it wide. Or McLaughlin crossing it in. Here's the header by Seth Davidson, and he scores! That came out of nothing, it looked like. Aaron McLaughlin just taking it wide, crossing it into the 6, and Davidson, the standout freshman for the Yellow Jackets, coming inside, heading it home, his 15th goal of the season. And that evens it up. 1 apiece here, 15:22 left. So 2 goals in a stretch of 4 minutes. First from Campos with 19:56 left. We're tied up at a goal apiece. I think maybe Joel Thomas will get an assist on that as well. Now we have a brief delay here. Shots now, by the way, 9-7. In favor of the Vikings. Both teams now with 3 shots on target. And it looks like there's an issue down there at Derek Lingholm right now. Somebody on the UWS bench looks like might have gotten a card. Now the conversation's still ongoing here across the way. Brian Wood talking with Derek Lingholm. Somebody on the Yellow Jacket bench got a yellow. It's hard to tell from this angle. I'm not going to spread any rumors about that, but conversation is ongoing here. Meanwhile, the Vikings will kick off now. We have a 1-1 contest here. Conversation's still ongoing here. In fact, this conversation is, like I said, still taking place. The AR now on that far side has also joined the conversation. As you get a look at it, if you're watching on Yellow Jacket TV on your screen there. And like I said, we're still waiting the restart. Recapping that goal, though, really nice play by Harvey McLaughlin. Came in at an angle on the right side. Flipped the ball over the top. Davidson coming down the middle, able to head it with a lot of power, by the way. Past Brady Price in the back of the net, and that's where we stand now 1-1 after the goal by Campos with 19:56 remaining from Ted Tende, which was his 4th. That's the 15th of the goal of the season, for Davidson, and we're tied at 1 apiece. And now, after that extended conversation, we're back to live action. Now here's Thomas for the Yellow Jackets as he gets the 2nd assist on that one. Back for Beckett. Isaac Beckett now lifting it over the top, far side. Freddie Watson. And he can't keep it in. Under a quarter of an hour now remaining before extra time. 14 minutes, 45 seconds now left. Throw comes in. Now here's Beckett. Heading it forward. Jake Kidd for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to cross it in. Comes into the 18. Here's Davidson again with a shot, and that one sharp angle just misses the strong side post. And the goal kick now coming up. Be taken here by Price. Now Nolasco, near side for Goncalves as the Vikings try to break up toward the midfield stripe. Lifting a ball in the Yellow Jacket territory. Wagner. Cavalcanti now intercepts an outlet pass, and now he'll switch it to the far side for Vanderhorst. Vanderhorst now playing it toward the Yellow Jacket 18. Takes a hop. Volley in the air by Wagner, brought down by McLaughlin. Now back for Wagner. And he hits it to the far side of the field. Foot race over there. Jake Kidd alongside Van Wyland. Van Wyland now turning around him. Coming forward on the right foot. Sends it over midfield. Fertelman heading it down. Now Beckett. Now Watson lifting it. Here's Bryce Bolt. And he goes down, and it'll be a free kick now for UWS. Well, 25 yards away from the goal to our right. Manned by Brady Price. Good spot here for UWS. By the way, we got an update from Reynolds Field in St. Paul. Yellow Jacket women are up 1-0 with just over 5 minutes to go in that contest. So the Yellow Jacket women can salt that away. They'll go back to the NCAA tournament for the 5th straight year. In the meantime, Harriet McLaughlin standing over this one now as the clock continues to move. 12:35 and counting remaining. McLaughlin now flipping it backside. Headed up in the air and just over the top. Price. What time we have a substitution looks like. Goal kick now taken. And the Vikings will send it near side. Goncalves. And to come forward. Still with it. I'll place in the middle for Cavalcanti. Now he turns it over as Davidson had it. And he has it stripped away now. By the foul called on Goncho. Quick restart now for the Yellow Jackets, taken by Watson. Now McLaughlin. Trying to cross it in. Dispossessed by Goncalves. And now he'll play it into space. Vikings coming back now. The two-man break. Ball toward the Yellow Jacket 18. Intercepted by Thomas, and it'll go to the far side and out of play. Shots, by the way, now dead even. 9 apiece. Both teams have 3 shots on target. As a throw from the far side now is brought down. Now the Jackets turning it over midfield. Van Wyland. Squaring it now to the outside. In for the first time, by the way, for Bethany Lutheran is Danny Pilot. Comes on the left outside. Now Beckett for Bolt. Jackets turn it over. Now here's Guillermo Gancho sending it to the far side of the field. Now Beckett intercepting for UWS. 10.5 left here in regulation time. As this ball comes near side now. Goncalves coming forward. Jackets breaking it up. Now here's Pilot. In the middle. Now Davidson. 10-day. We'll play it back here for Goncho. And now the Vikings will go all the way back. Here's Van Weiland. And Weiland now hitting over the top. Wynn holds it up just enough for Sessions to come off of his line, grab it on a hop. And now he'll give it a rise. We go under 10 minutes left in regulation time. And now a foul going to be called on Goncho. Might have caught Isaac Beckett up a little bit in the back of the head. Harvey McLaughlin standing over this one as the clock continues to move. 9:22 now left. 1-1 your score. Both goals in the second half. First one coming with 19:56 left. Juan Campos his fourth from Ted Tenday to make it 1-0, and then the Yellow Jackets coming back with Seth Davidson's 15th of the season, as turning with this shot now off the free kick was Beckett as it came off of a second ball header. Middle of the, or top of the 18, and Beckett turning and skying one over the top. Davidson's 15th of the season with 15:22 left. The assist to McLaughlin and Joel Thomas, and that's where we stand, 1-0, or excuse me, 1-1 with 8:45 left. Brady Price taking this goal kick far side. And that one will be headed out far side. It'll be a throw now for the Vikings. Oscar Perazza in for the first time. He'll take that throw. Beckett as the throw comes in. Fertelman. Now here's Bryce Bolt. Bolt now leaving it off. Here's Seth Davidson on the run. Sending it wide now. Here's Jake Kidd. Kidd leaving it. Crossing the ball in. Here's a shot attempt. And that one over the top by Bryce Bolt. Came in off of a cross. Far corner from Freddie Watson. Bolt leaving it over the top with the left foot. He was that close to making a 2-1 contest, and now conversation happening again in the middle of the field. Clock stopped, 7:52 left. And a lot of stoppages here in the second half. And now a goal kick for Price. He'll take it quickly, and now we're going to, looks like maybe Jake Kidd might have some blood as he walks off here. Or maybe it's a substitution, I don't know. Didn't see anyone come in for him. Massingham's back in, so maybe it was Massingham now for Kidd. As off the goal kick now. Ball bounding around near midfield. Jackets trying to head it back, and now Van Weiland will send it wildly out of play to the right. Throw for the Yellow Jackets. Now it's Seth Davidson playing it off of Van Weiland and out for a Yellow Jacket throw. Right from the Bethany Lutheran bench. Down toward the last 7 minutes of this one. Throw taken by Beckett. Clear to the far side, and it'll go out for a Bethany Lutheran throw this time. Kid's going to come back into the game now. He'll take out Bryce Bolt. Here's the throw. McLaughlin sending it outside now for Kidd. Jake Kidd for the Yellow Jackets off in the corner. A couple of defenders with him. Now Watson. Trying to dance through a couple of players, ended up losing it, and now it'll go out of play, and it'll be a throw for the Yellow Jackets. 6 minutes, 30 seconds now left. Rowan Wagner's going to come over and take it. Wagner for the Yellow Jackets lining this one up. UWS flooding the box. Here's Wagner's throw. And that one will skip out of play. And we now have a final, by the way, from Reynolds Field down in St. Paul. The Yellow Jacket women back to the NCAA tournament for the 5th straight year as they defeat Northwestern 1-0. So congratulations to first-year head coach Nick Piazza and company. They are back in the big dance. Congratulations again to them. Meantime here, Yellow Jacket men and Bethany Lutheran are tied at 1 apiece. Now Watson, left-footed ball up the middle. Here's McLaughlin. McLaughlin turning, getting a shot away, and the save will be made by Price. And we have a stoppage as Cavalcanti is down. And so many stoppages in the second half, so much conversation between the two teams. And the wind really howling now from left to right. Has been the entire game. Cavalcanti now just getting to his feet here. Jackets now have their first lead in shots in the game at 10-9. Both teams still with 3 on target. And a goal kick now coming up here for the Vikings, with 5:25 now left on the second half clock. Price will pick it up. He'll roll it near side. Van Weilen will just give it a ride toward midfield. Wiles trying to bring it down. Now head in the air. Here's McLaughlin. Harvey McLaughlin now for UWS. Sending the ball in the 18, cleared away. Now Massingham will send it back to the far side. Here's Freddie Watson. Watson. His cross coming in. Dealt with by the Vikings. Form of Rios. Now Massingham. And that one will go out of play off of Kyle Massingham as he tried to tiptoe the end line on the left side. Instead, it'll be another goal kick here. Price will take it. 4:23 now left. And this one out of play off of Freddie Watson. And the Bethany Lutheran bench, it'll be a toss now. For the Vikings, taking it now. Nobre, who's back in there. Haven't seen him in a while. Now off the throw, it's Davidson. Looking for Jake Kidd on the far side. Pratt's able to shield away Kidd off in the corner. Now a long ball from the Vikings up the middle. Wiles trying to get his head to it. He'll be called for the foul. Clip Tende from behind. Three minutes, 25 seconds separating us from extra time now. 1-1 contest, UMAC Championship 2025. Between the Yellow Jackets and Bethany Lutheran. Free kick now from Van Weilen. Dealt with by Fertelman. Now a long ball over the top. And it comes in the 18, and Price off of his line will grab it. And he'll hold on to it here. Now Nobre on the far side, nearly tripped over the ball. That's a distribution from Price. Now ball toward midfield. Taken by Fertelman. Now Van Weilen. Goncalves trying to turn. Rowan Wagner, his touch a little strong. Goncho now going to lift it forward. Volley back now. Jacob Wiles. Goncho now for Tende. And Wiles will play it away from him. It'll be a throw now for the Vikings. Pilot coming up. He'll take it. As we approach 2 minutes now left. His throw comes in now. Nolasco will go back. Perazza as we go under 2 minutes remaining in regulation time. Nobre coming forward. Playing a ball for Tende in the middle. Wiles now will clear it away with the right foot over midfield, and it'll go out of play. Extra time looming here between the Yellow Jackets and Bethany Lutheran as the throw comes in from Nobre. And Tende went right into the back of Isaac Beckett. Made no attempt to play the ball. That's going to be a pretty obvious card. Clock stops, 1:34 now left. Taylor Moore looks like he's the one that's warming up for UWS at the stripe, meanwhile trying to check into the game. He's been over there for a few minutes. In the meantime, there'll be a free kick here for UWS. Orlando Fertelman will take it. 94 seconds separating us from extra time. Fertelman will take this one. Gives it right across midfield. Nobody can find it as it went off a couple of sets of head. Now here's Fertelman again trying to play it to the far side, and that one will be cleared away. And not the stadium, in fact. And a throw coming up for UWS. Moore will check in. He'll take out Massingham, and it'll be a throw here for the Yellow Jackets, taken by Rowan Wagner. 1:15 on the second half clock. Wagner now giving it a toss. And it skips off the head of a Vikings player. It'll be a corner kick here for UWS. As the clock continues to move, McLaughlin will take it. Far side corner flag. 1:05 now left. McLaughlin for UW Superior. Far side flag, bending it in. Back post, Price getting a hand to it. Punches it out now near side. McLaughlin dancing with it. Beckett now will lift it in with the left foot. Clear back up the middle. Here's Fertelman. Fertelman now trying to step through. Here's Watson. 32 seconds remaining in the second half. Now Wagner will give it a shot, and he'll lift that one high over the top of everything. And that probably will lead us into extra time here as we're under 20 seconds now left. And Van Weiland will give it a ride to the far side, and that'll about do it. 4 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. And extra time it is between the Yellow Jackets and Bethany Lutheran. 1-1 your score after regulation. And it'll take at least overtime to decide this one. As the Yellow Jackets and Bethany Lutheran trying to decide a tournament champion here for 2025 in UMAC men's soccer. Yellow Jackets won, Vikings won after regulation. We'll take a quick break and come back and start the first half of extra time. Right after this is UWS men's soccer on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Matt Johnson back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium, where we have extra time between the Yellow Jackets and Bethany Lutheran to decide a champion here in men's soccer in the UMAC tournament for 2025. We just got word, by the way, the Yellow Jacket women, as I mentioned, off to the NCAA tournament for the 5th straight year. 5th straight UMAC tournament title for head coach Nick Piazza. He's a rookie coach, of course, but 5th for the program straight tournament title. They defeat Northwestern by the score of 1-0 on a goal from Cam Hill. She got an assist from Bryn Crystal. Yellow Jackets with 16-5 edge in shots in that contest. And the 22nd career shutout for Quinn Clark sends UWS's women's soccer team off to the NCAA tournament. They will find out their destination in the NCAA tournament on Monday. We'll see if the men can join them. In the meantime, we'll recap how we got to this extra time session here between the Yellow Jackets and the Bethany Lutheran Vikings. Played through a scoreless first 45 minutes here. Should be noted that there is a very, very stiff breeze that's been blowing from left to right throughout this contest. And that has made a huge difference in the way the game has been played. The first half, it was all Vikings. They actually outshot the Yellow Jackets 6-0. I can't remember the last time that happened to a Yellow Jacket men's soccer team where they've been completely shut out, getting a shot off in a half. But there was still no score after 45 minutes. In the second half, game opened up just a little bit. Vikings scored first at 19:56 remaining in regulation time. So that would be 70-04. The goal, Juan Campos, his 4th of the season from Ted Tende. It was a ball that came into the Yellow Jacket 18. Patrick Sessions a little late coming off of his line, tried to come out and punch it, didn't get there in time. Tende beat him to it, touched it to the right side, and tucking in the side netting was Campos, who's had a good game for the Vikings today, his 4th of the season. And that made it 1-0. But the Jackets came right back 4 minutes, 34 seconds later. Seth Davidson, the freshman for the Yellow Jackets, leading goal scorer for UWS this season, netting his 15th on a pretty cross from Harvey McLaughlin. McLaughlin just taking a loose ball coming up on the right side, crossing it into the 6-yard area, and Davidson coming down the middle, able to head it home. The freshman from Sartell, Minnesota, like I said, his team leading 15th goal of the season, assist to Harvey McLaughlin, and the second went to Joel Thomas. And it is 1-1, and that's where we stand here after regulation time. Yellow Jackets, by the way, with a 13-9 edge in total shots and a 4-3 edge now in shots on goal. So UWS out shooting the Vikings 13-3 in the second half. And 4-1 in shots on goal after the break. In the meantime, overtime rules, by the way, for college soccer. We have 2 10-minute periods. And I don't believe there's a golden goal anymore. We'll see. Golden goal used to be the rule for many years, and then the NCAA, I know at one point, actually took away the golden goal rule, so you actually had to play it like the professionals do. We have to have 2 extra minute or 2 full extra sessions. Of course, at the professional level, they're 15-minute overtime sessions. In college, it's 10 minutes. And I'm not sure where that rule stands. I'll claim my ignorance on that one. I guess maybe we'll find out here. In the meantime, the first overtime session is underway. If we are still tied, by the way, after the 2 sessions, we will head to the dreaded penalty kicks to decide who is the champion of the UMAC for the tournament of 2025. In the meantime, off the opening kick, the ball will go out of play. It'll be a Yellow Jacket throw coming up. Ben Lyman is back in. Rowan Wagner now coming over will take the throw here for UWS. And here's his throw. Fertelman now off the throw. Headed down now by Jake Kidd. Far side. Backside of the 18. Now here's Freddie Watson. Watson now taking it wide. Watson now trying to cross it in. Cleared away by the Vikings. Here's Rios. And the Vikings will now try to clear it toward midfield. It'll go out of play. Throw here coming up for Wagner, and the Yellow Jackets right near midfield. Jacob Wiles now for UWS, lifting a ball with the left foot. Seth Davidson now playing it in. Here's McLaughlin trying to dance through. Now Watson. Ball falls. Here's the shot attempt, and they score! It's Jake Kidd on the goal, and with that one, the Yellow Jackets are off to the NCAA tournament. It is golden goal rules. And UWS in overtime wins it by the score of 2-1. We'll take a quick break and come back with our post-game show right after this. This is UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Jake Kidd. Matt Johnson back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium as the Yellow Jackets off to the NCAA tournament for the 8th straight season. UWS winning the UMAC conference title, tournament title for the 9th straight year, and UWS wins it in overtime. 8:44 by the way left, so it'll be 116 in overtime. The goal is Jake Kidd, his 13th. The assist from Freddie Watson. Yellow Jackets off the kick, sending it in deep to the left side of the Bethany Lutheran 18. Watson coming in, sending a ball into the said 18-yard box. Kidd able to collect it on that side, turns around and fires a shot into the bottom half of the netting to the right side past Brady Price. And that ends up being the winning margin as the Yellow Jackets win this one by the score of 2-1. Again, recapping the scoring in this one. Juan Campos got it started, at, let's see, I guess that would be 70-04. Giving Bethany Lutheran the lead. His 4th goal of the season from Ted Tende, and that made it 1-0. Seth Davidson for the Yellow Jackets coming back 4 minutes and 34 seconds later. With his 15th from McLaughlin and Thomas, make it 1-1. And then again, that last goal from Jake Kidd with 8:44 left in the first overtime. The golden goal rule in effect. Freddie Watson, the assist. And that's a game winner, 2-1, your final score. Final numbers in this one. Yellow Jackets holding a 14-9 edge in total shots, a 5-3 edge in shots on target. A total of 7 corner kicks were taken in the contest. 4 of them by the Yellow Jackets. A total of 25 fouls were called in the game. 5 yellow cards were handed out, 4 of them against the Yellow Jackets. And there were 4 offside calls against Bethany Lutheran in the contest. Goalkeeper saves in this one. Yellow Jackets, Patrick Sessions, he'll get the win in goal. Finishing with 2 saves while taking the loss for Bethany Lutheran will be Brady Price. He makes 3 saves in the contest for the Vikings. Your post-game show player of the game, by the way, I think it's pretty obvious. Jake Kidd with the game-winning goal for the Yellow Jackets. The senior from right here in Superior, capping his Yellow Jacket career. 13th goal of the campaign for him. Scored his 50th goal earlier in the season. And it's only fitting that he gets the game winner here as the Jackets off to the NCAA tournament with the win UWS at 16-6 now. They'll find out their NCAA tournament fate on Monday as part of the NCAA Division III Men's Soccer Championship bracket selection show. Meanwhile, the Vikings finished the season at 12-7-2 overall in this one. And what a way for it to end here. This, of course, our final broadcast of the season for Yellow Jacket men's soccer. It's been a lot of fun. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast this year. But, wow, what a way for the Yellow Jackets to go out. Congratulations to head coach Joe Mooney and company. Back to the NCAA tournament for the 8th straight season. And their 9th straight UMAC tournament title for head coach Joe Mooney and company. I'd like to say a big thank you to Gus Shupp, who was my engineer back in the studio. And also a big thank you to Bradley Lewis, who was my engineer here from Yellow Jacket TV. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. And we hope you'll join us for more Yellow Jacket men's soccer as we continue on here in the 2025-2026 athletic calendar. But the Yellow Jacket men coming over, as you can see on Yellow Jacket TV if you're watching there. We'll keep the scenes here, by the way, once I go off the air, as you can, again, watch the Yellow Jackets celebrate their latest UMAC tournament title. 2 more banners for head coach Joe Mooney this season. But, wow, it's been a lot of fun, and we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast all year, and we hope to do it again in the future. As you get a look at it there, the Yellow Jackets ringing the victory bell, which has become a tradition this year, and they'll get the UMAC tournament title trophy here in just a moment as well. Again, a big thank you to everybody who watched. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and we hope you'll join us for more Yellow Jacket men's soccer next year in the year of 2026. Hopefully we'll be able to do this all again. It's fun. I've been doing it for a long time, and I always enjoy it. And this one, Yellow Jackets had to battle through some adversity, but they find a way in the end to pick up the victory. Bradley Lewis was my engineer for Yellow Jacket TV for this one. He did a fantastic job as usual. Meanwhile, back in 91.3 FM, it was Gus Shupp who was my engineer on the radio for this broadcast. As you get a look at it there, Yellow Jackets, Isaac Beckett lifting the trophy here. I'm kind of drawing this out a little bit. I just wanted to make sure that all that got on the air before I went off the air officially for the 2025 campaign. Now the Yellow Jackets have been awarded the trophy. I'll say a big thank you to Bradley and our entire team from Yellow Jacket TV. Also a big thank you to Tom Hansen, Gus Shupp, Chris Allen, and everyone back at 91.3 FM who was also with me throughout this fall season. So for the final time this year, I will say for Gus Shupp back in the studio and also for Bradley Lellis here with Yellow Jacket TV, this is Matt Johnson. One more time repeating the final score. Yellow Jackets off to the NCAA tournament. They win the UMAC tournament title for the 9th straight season. Final score here in overtime. Yellow Jackets 2, Bethany Lutheran 1. Thanks for listening and watching, everybody. This has been UWS Men's Soccer on 91.3 FM KUWS and also on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.